Episode 9 is set to end the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy itself by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, when we look at J.J. Abrams, we really do know that he's really trying to make this movie connect to both the prequels and the originals in a very unique way that's truly going to resonate with fans around the world and is really going to serve as one of the best films in the sequel trilogy. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with Anakin Skywalker and Luke Skywalker in Episode 9. Specifically, a lesson given from Anakin to Luke that is now being handed down to Rey. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing is that a description of the Force Ghost of Luke Skywalker guiding Rey as she is on top of a levitating boulder. It's described that Luke is informing Rey of a certain lesson that his father Anakin Skywalker once gave him about the Jedi. It said that Luke speaks of a lesson that Anakin gave him about the leadership lessons of the Jedi, one of which is to be mindful of the present, which is said to be a callback to Qui-Gon Jinn in Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and to not allow emotions to cloud your judgment, that a Jedi must believe in his or her cause, in order to approach tasks with success in mind, and to let go of any hate in one's life. It's said to be leadership and life lessons of the Jedi that were handed down from Anakin to Luke at one time, that he now uses for Rey during one of the training sessions in Episode 9. So I really want to go over a couple of parts about this and as to why I'm very intrigued about what J.J. Abrams is trying to offer when it comes to the training sessions between both Luke Skywalker and Rey, and how Luke is going to reference his own father in Episode 9. You know, that was the only thing that I found to be a little weird in, of course, The Last Jedi, is that he never referenced his own father, Anakin Skywalker, neither did Leia. Now going into this movie, we're actually going to get those references through the character of Luke, talking about a lesson that was handed down to him by Anakin. Not only that, this lines directly up with the in-canon material by Disney and Lucasfilm, in which it has been said before in the past that Luke Skywalker has been guided by, of course, Anakin, Yoda, and Obi-Wan Kenobi in Force Ghost forms. They are the ones who guided Luke throughout the ages after the events of Return of the Jedi. So you can really see how J.J. Abrams is really trying to explain that in greater detail of what his own father handed down to Luke and what Luke is now handing down to Rey. Now, one must imagine, right? Does Rey really know who Darth Vader is? Does she really know that Darth Vader was once Anakin Skywalker at this point in time, in which Luke Skywalker is talking to her about his father? Now, that to me is a big mystery and a huge question open on the table for discussion among many fans right now. So first things first, I love the callback to Qui-Gon Jinn and what he said in The Phantom Menace in a different way, which is to be mindful of the present, right? We got a similar quote just like that in The Phantom Menace when he was talking to Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you can see the parallels that Qui-Gon, or should I say that J.J. Abrams is trying to create with Qui-Gon Jinn here and there, especially with the prequel trilogy movies. Now, the other one that I really do love, alright, is that these are considered leadership lessons and life lessons of the Jedi that were handed down from Anakin to Luke and now to Rey. So this training session, it really does sound like it's going to really be true to Star Wars, right? If you look at The Last Jedi, we never really got a real lesson between both Luke and Rey. You know, we only got Luke giving a lesson of why the Jedi need to end. 2, in fact, in the movie, one of which was cut and put on the Blu-ray, which is a deleted scene, which was considered to be more around the lines of Luke joking and or toying with Rey. So now in Episode 9, we're going to get that legitimate, actual training session between both Luke as a Force Ghost and, of course, Rey in front of this ancient structure. I don't know really where they are. This could very well be another Jedi temple, or it could be based within the Lost City for all we know. You know, there's a lot of things that are very mysterious about this film that I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy once we go ahead and are able to see this come December of 2019. So Luke Skywalker, I gotta say, when you look at the Star Wars franchise, the true faces of the Star Wars franchise are, of course, Luke and Anakin. There is no doubt about it. They are the faces of the Star Wars franchise. So when we look at Luke Skywalker, when we look at Anakin, it's really great that J.J. Abrams is trying to honor those characters and is trying to pay attention to the lore that has been explored under Disney. Like I say, in some of the comics and some of the novels, you do learn that Luke Skywalker actually once got some lessons from Anakin Skywalker. He actually once was guided and trained by his father, but not just his father, also Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi after the events of Return of the Jedi. So that's one thing that I really like about Episode 9, and like I say, J.J. Abrams is catering this movie to all fans, whether you're into books, novels, video games, animated TV series, whatever have you, the movies, right? All of those different elements of the Star Wars franchise are really going to be embedded in with this film. Whether or not that's going to be a bad or a good thing is a big question for sure, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon we hear them moans again.